They're having good at bats, that's for sure. It's how the game goes, as we know, and they're getting good pitches to hit, and they're letting it go. So it's good to see.
Tuffy's game. Tuffy's game.
Great, huh?
You don't
Yeah.
need anything.
He did it yesterday too. He had a real good day yesterday, hitting the ball to right field. So it's one of those things. It goes in cycles, and they're working hard. They've been working hard from day one with their hitting guys, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and it goes in for 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and guys get uptight. And that's the one thing we talked to them in Colorado about. Just let the bad stuff go and move on. And tomorrow we'll try to let this stuff go and be ready for the pitcher tomorrow night.
What do you like about Trumbo to 2-hole?
I just did it. I did it. I wanted to get him pitches in front of Goldie, we've always seen Tony was one of the first guys to do it. I think putting a guy that could really do some damage in that 2-hole. When you have guys that can run and you can cause some havoc, that's good too. But we just weren't getting guys on base, so I thought, let's get him more at bats in the game. And the other thing was that we do double switch a lot to get him out for defense later in the game, and it was always that pitcher spot behind Goldie. So now it was in front of it. That was another consideration also.
Yeah, Ruby's have you support.
Yeah.
Finally. What do you think of his alley?
Great, did a great job. The one thing I said to Mike Harkey on the bench was the Padres didn't swing at a lot of balls. They made him throw strikes, and they're a good fastball hitting team. He was beating them with fastballs a lot.
Have you noticed Trumbo getting more pitches to hit, more fastballs hitting ahead of Goldie?
Not really. No, I think they just pitch him accordingly. He's hit sliders out. Maybe it's one of those things. You switch the lineup around sometimes, and guys take a deep breath. And they were joking around when we got to Colorado the first day, but we didn't play. We had the lineup up, and guys were asking if I had too much to drink on the plane from LA to Colorado. The players were actually coming up to ask me. So I said, no, let's just try to change it up, shake it up a little bit. So.
Did you like Peralta behind Goldie?
Yeah.
And then lefty behind the righty?
We've done that, Gambo, from in spring training. We did that a lot, and we felt good about that. So it's nice to have that lefty behind him, definitely.
Since you were kind of basically playing a hunch, I guess, moving Trumbo up, I mean, those 2 rainout days, did you ever second guess yourself?
Well, it was funny because the Rockies made some changes in their lineup that Monday. And then by the time we got to the 2 days off, they'd kind of changed their lineups back. And everybody's like, you sure you don't want to change it back? I'm like, just go with it. I don't know if it was that or we were just too lazy to print another one up.
This is the second 3 for 4 for Tuffy in a row. Is it pitches to hit, or you think there's something psychological about you guys signing another catcher?
He did it before we signed him the first game.
Right.
But there was I guess there was rumors out there, right? Could it be? I guess it could be something to it, but I think he's also getting better pitches to hit. He's putting his shorter, more compact swing on the ball, is what we've been preaching from day one. So I think I would go to that side of it more than the psychological part.
Despania is a guy that's given this team a lot of trouble the last couple of years. How nice is it to have a big offensive day against a pitcher who has had a good track record against you guys and against a team that's not the Colorado Rockies? Right.
He's definitely pitched well against us. We sort of took a different route tonight. We thought about it. The coaches, the hitting guys, Mark and Turner, and they had a really good game plan. And he's a quality guy, and he's able to throw other pitches and fastballs for strikes and pitches backwards sometimes, and just seems to be able to invent things in the middle of the game. So we were very happy to get off that quick start.
What does the team think about the throwback and wearing the purple and all that?
I mean, other than that, some guys had some different shoes and different stuff on. I think sometimes you forget what you're wearing. It's fun though. It's fun to see all those highlights of those teams, and gets guys a little bit excited, I guess. Something different.
You touched on it earlier, but where do you actually trace your 29 runs in the last 3 games or whatever? Where do you trace that to?
I think hitting is contagious, and guys feel good, and guys are on base. It's easier to hit. You come up more times in the game. It's easier, and I guess have to go back to hitting strikes, swinging at better pitches. We're still, when we make outs, you watch, and even the last out we made was a pitch way too high to swing at. So there's still definitely stuff we can make adjustments on.
Would you call this Ruby's best outing as a Diamondback so far?
Yeah, for me, definitely. And the one thing is, you pitch in a game where the team scores a lot of runs. He just kept pitching like he was 1 run ahead and kept getting us off the field, which was great.
Plus the bullpen came up too. I think, I know you retired the last 16 hitters that the 3 pitchers that faced.
Well, it was nice to get Huddy an inning and Evan. Get Evan. Evan had the ground ball to Tomas to end it. That was good. We're trying to really pound that sinker down with him. So when they hit the fly ball, that's not what we want. We want them to get ground balls. And that 95 with the sink, you saw the swings they took when it was down. And Huddy had tremendous stuff tonight and threw his breaking ball a few times, which was good to
It's a
see.
little bit different for Marshall than L.A. when we were talking to you over there. But
Right. Well, he had an inning here where he was good, and then he would, we left him in for the other one, and it didn't go well.
Command for Ruby really hasn't been an issue all, in the regular season. Does that just go to show that in spring it was maybe just a focus issue and not really the heat of the regular season?
Maybe so, but he still has, 100. We left him in there. I wanted to get it to 110 pitches tonight, and in a game where you don't give up any runs, you'd think you could almost get 110, 115 pitches in 9 innings. So that's our next step, is maybe get some guys out with less pitches.